right, I'm going to call the council to order, and we've got review of the minutes for the closed session and return. So it looks to me like we can do it all right here where we're seated or sitting and open. So I need a mover and a seconder to approve the minutes of the closed session. That's what I need. Councillor Elliott and Councillor Sharp. Any questions or comments? That's what I need to know too. So, all in favor? Carried. Thank you very much. So, we've got to wait till 4:30 to continue with the open session. So, be patient. I guess that's the point, eh? Thank you. Thank you. I call this meeting to order, and I ask that you please stand for Indigenous land acknowledgements and a national anthem. Thank you.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, a true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, the land acknowledgement recording is not working, and I don't have the papers in front of me. Otherwise, I would try to attempt it, but we'll make sure it's working for the next meeting. I do apologize.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being here tonight, and we'll try to get through our work as efficiently and effectively as we can. So I'm sure some of you want to go Christmas shopping, right? Somebody would. Anyways, thank you very much, and enjoy. Nothing else that I have to announce, so any disclosures of pecuniary interest? Declare that closed. Approval of the agenda. Mover, Councillor Sharp, moved by, seconded by. Need a seconder. Councillor Stedall. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. Okay. Approval of the minutes. Resolution that the minutes of the regular council meeting held on November 29th be approved, and further that the minutes of the closed session council meeting held on November 29th be approved. Move. Councillor Reid moves.
Yes,
Seconded.
and I'd like to,
Just let
I'd
me
like
get a
to-
sec, I gotta get a seconder. Councillor Boyce. Okay, go ahead. Comments, questions, or comments? Go ahead,
I
Councillor
did
Reid.
have, thank you. Underneath the council minutes and the announcements, it says that I spoke about the Fill the Boat event scheduled for Saturday. And it was posted by Frankfurt Lions Club with support from Quinte West Fire Station 3. It should be Fire Station 7, not 3.
Right, thank you.
If that could be amended, please.
Yes, I'm sure it can. Unless we move Station 3. Did we, Chief? We didn't, did we? Okay, Station 7. That's correct. Thank you. All in favor? Thank you. Carried. Okay, first we have a presentation of long service awards to Quinte West city staff. So we'll do that first and get that off let people know that we've got people who've worked for us for a long time, and they're going to stay with us for a long time to come, right? Right, thank you, and we appreciate the work you do, and we're proud to have you with us, and as I said, there's no check in the mail for retirement. Thank you. It is on, right? Thank you. Okay. All right, this is presented to William Sakima. William's in our building department and planning and does all those things called permits and tries to make sense of everything. And thank you very much. And 10 years. Wow. Young fella, eh?
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Holy smokes. This young lady has been with us for 10 years. Yeah. I've spent a lot of time with her. Yvonne King, come on up. Wow. Congratulations, and we're grateful for the work you do on a regular basis and the extra work you do to keep me out of trouble. Thank you very much. It's a big job. And it's a tough job, isn't it?
It certainly is fun.
Okay. 20 years, David Clazy. Come on up. Where is it? Congratulations, David. He started out with finance. He's still a guy that thinks the figures should be accurate. Thank you very much. I'm glad they are. The last thing I want is anything that isn't right. I like spending time with you, but not in a Crowbar Hotel. Thank you. 25, okay. Ryan Richter, 25 years, Ryan, wow. Holy smokes, eh? 25 years going around in circles, right? Making sure the ice is where it should be and all that good stuff. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. You've seen and heard a lot of pucks hit the board, right?
that's right. Yeah. Got a few more years of doing that, and then
Well, that's good.
maybe I'll be on the other side of the glass.
Well, look that way because
Oh,
Michelle'd like to get a picture of us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, this guy's been here 25 years too. Holy. And he still makes people do it right. Philip, come on up. Philip Lappin. Congratulations, Philip. Everything's good as long as the mayor stays out of it, right?
I didn't say that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. 25 years, Ross. Come on up. Wow. Ross Elson. You think we should paint the trucks yellow? That's good. I agree with you. Come on up. Your wife's welcome. She's likely the reason you're getting this certificate. I'm sure. We're all the same, Ross. Somebody helps us every day. Congratulations and thank you very much. Come on, move over. So. Yeah. Chief, you Chief wants to say a few words. I know he does.
Well, I don't really. I just want to say Ross is one of our captains, and he's a real professional. But we'll be back here in January for our provincial awards too. So this is just a warm up, and I wanted to make sure that his lovely wife Nicole was here too. So and Reverend Gail, as you know, our fire chaplain, she's a longtime friend of the Elson family. That's why she's here. Thanks, Your Worship.
Well, that's fine. Thank you very much. And and like all the rest of us, we appreciate the work you do.
Thanks, sir.
We just really hope you don't have to do but,
Yeah,
but when you're called upon, you're there, and thanks for all the training and skills that you continue to make sure they're there when you need them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Linda Lyle, 25 years, my goodness. Time flies, doesn't it? Congratulations. You were just a baby when you started, is that what you said?
This way.
Well, you've seen a lot of growth.
I have.
You've seen a lot of come close too, right? Almost, but not quite. But thank you very much, and we enjoy your work and enjoy working with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, we're ready for a delegation. Chris Palmer, Supervisor of Museum and Cultural Services, the Corporation of the County of Prince Edward, Kevin Windsor, Executive Director of, sorry, I should have read that, Museum and Cultural Services, and the Corporation of the County of Prince Edward. Kevin Windsor, Executive Director, National Air Force Museum of Canada, and Laura Emmy, I hope that's right. Emery. Am I close? Okay. Curator, National Air Force Museum of Canada, will address Mayor and Council and speak to the Aero Trail Inclusive. Thank you, sir. You're on.
Thanks very much. Good evening to Mayor and Council and everyone joining us. We'd like to thank you for taking this time to provide the partners on the Aero Trail to share the project with you and to seek your support on it. I just want to take a quick moment off the top to thank the folks that have been involved in the trail so far and have got us as far along as we have been. And that's John Brzezinski, who led the Raise the Arrow campaign with the OEX Recovery Group, Dr. Richard Main of the Royal Canadian Air Force, the Royal Canadian Air Force themselves, of course, 8 Wing, the South Shore Joint Initiative, the County Museums, where I'm coming from, Base 31, and the Regimental Museum, Evian Design Co., and of course the National Air Force Museum of Canada, and you'll hear shortly from Executive Director Kevin and Curator Laura. The tagline you'll see for the Aero Trail that's behind you there is National Legacy and Local History. It's because of the hard work of all the dedicated folks I just mentioned that we're able to bring this incredible story to you about the Avro Aero, about the free flight test models, the Raise the Arrow campaign, all through local connections and in celebration of the Royal Canadian Air Force 100th anniversary next year. So with thanks to all the partners involved, I'll get right to our brief presentation here and let you know how the Aero Trail developed, where we are, and where we hope to go with your support. If I can. So the Avro Aero, the Avro Canada CF-105 Aero was a supersonic delta-winged interceptor jet aircraft designed and built in the 1950s by AV Canada. The Aero was one of the most advanced aircraft of its era, helping to establish Canada as a world leader in scientific research and development. The Aero boasted the world's first computerized flight control and weapon system. It was faster than any jet in its class. The Aero would travel nearly twice the speed of sound at an altitude of 53,000 feet. On the 25th of March 1958, the Aero first took flight and broke 4 different speed records. Though it was widely praised for its power and beauty, on February 20th, 1959, before the Aero could enter military duty, the program was canceled by the Diefenbaker government, and this resulted in the loss of at least 25,000 direct and indirect jobs. The day would become known as Black Friday in the Canadian aviation industry. By July 1959, all aircraft had been cut apart with blowtorches, while blueprints, models, designs, and machines were used to make the planes war destroyed. Avro and the Aero were historic examples of Canadian ingenuity, and the Aero is still considered by many to be one of the greatest technological achievements in Canadian aviation history. The Raise the Arrow campaign was a project that was part of the Canada 150 collaborative efforts spearheaded by OEX Recovery Group, led by John Brzezinski of Osisko Mining, in collaboration with the Canadian Aviation and Space Museum, the National Air Force Museum of Canada, the Royal Canadian Air Force, and received help from organizations such as the Canadian Conservation Institute, the Royal Canadian Navy, and the Canadian Coast Guard. It is a story that takes place and needs to be told in the Bay of Quinte region. In July of 2017, Raise the Arrow became the largest search of its kind for the Avro Arrow model since an access to information request in the 1980s revealed their existence. The goal of the expedition for John was to find and retrieve these marvelous examples of Canadian advanced technological design that serve as a proud reminder of what we as Canadians have done and what we as Canadians can do. The team used sonar technology to search 100 square kilometers area just off of Lake Ontario off the shore of Point Peter from 2017 to 2020. That area is now known as the Monarch Point Conservation Reserve, where the majority of the free flight test models were originally launched between 54 and 57. A Delta test vehicle was discovered in 2017 and brought to the surface in 2018 and is now on display in Ottawa at the Canadian Aviation and Space Museum. However, the team had set out to find one of the 5 final test models, which were almost identical replicas of the completed Avro Arrow. So their efforts continued, and 3 years later, in September of 2020, a sonar image from the lakebed matched the blueprints for the fuselage of one of the final 5 test models, and this discovery brought to a close over 20 years of questions around what had happened to the Avro Arrow free flight test models. So what we've done with the Arrow Trail and with the partners that we've mentioned is form a partnership with the Royal Canadian Air Force, 8 Wing, Osisko Mining, Raise the Arrow, the National Air Force Museum of Canada, the County Museums, Base 31, the Regimental Museum, South Shore Joint Initiative, the County of Prince Edward, hopefully the Municipality of Quinte West, and the City of Belleville. And we've done that to create a trail that will make a driving route that celebrates and explores the incredible story of the Avro Arrow, honors the amazing efforts of the team behind the Raise the Arrow campaign, and shares the intertwining stories that weave Canadian folklore and national icons into local legend. There's a timeline on our presentation. I won't get into all the specifics there, but you can see that we started this in November of 2021 with John and Richard, and they've been integral in this ever since. They've been wonderful partners all the way through, and without them, we definitely wouldn't be where we are today. So we've got 5 main partners for the site. The National Air Force Museum of Canada, and here you'll just uncover the facts of the Arrow and learn about the history of the Royal Canadian Air Force. Then you can go out on the trail to Mariners Park Museum, where you'll learn the incredible efforts of the Raise the Arrow campaign and explore the myth and folklore surrounding the Arrow and local connections to it, and delve into some of the maritime history of PEC to discover what other mysteries lay underneath the waves of Lake Ontario. Then from there, you can go out to Monarch Point Conservation Reserve, or Point Peter, where you'll be able to visit the launch site of the free flight test models, or as close to the launch site as D&D will let us get. They're still operating out there, but they're on board with the project, and we're hopefully we can get fairly close to where the test models were launched. And there will be a Raise the Arrow commemorative parkette that's going to be sponsored by the Osisko Mining folks, which is John, with some location support and a walking trail by our partners at the South Shore Joint Initiative. From there, you can go to Base 31 and tour the grounds that served as one of 151 British Commonwealth Air Training Plant schools, built between 40 and 45, where pilots trained on Avro Ansons and the Avro Arrow test models were housed. Down from there is Macaulay Heritage Park, where we are going to let you know what the Raise the Arrow campaign has to do with the Franklin Expedition, another marvel of wonderful story, Canadian story, that inspired John. And from there over to Belleville and the Regimental Museum, where you can find out more about the Hastings and Prince Edward Regiment, known as the Hasty Peas, who trained out of Camp Picton, and where Farley Mowat, another Canadian legend, served. This is a regiment that fought in every major engagement Canada has been involved in and won more battle honors than any other Canadian regiment in World War II. You'll see that we've had some branding along the way too. That's all branding that's made specific for the trail by a local designer. And then that will be our representative of a bunch of the materials that we'll showcase here and will be available at each of the sites. And up on the screen now is a couple of rough ideas of what we're thinking the route may look like. We're hoping to work with the different municipalities and the DMOs at the different municipalities to engage some point of interest stops, like restaurants or accommodations or people that might want to do arrow-themed things or raise the arrow-theme events. But both of those trails are about 150 kilometers or so, and they stop at all the partners I just mentioned. And it'll take about 2.5 hours to do that if you just get out and take a look. But if you go in and experience the sites and learn all they have to do, it's going to take you a full day or possibly a whole weekend, and we're hoping that people will do that. This is give you a little idea of what you'll find at each of the sites, some branding, and this is the infographics that'll be available that'll tell the story of the Arrow itself, the Raise the Arrow campaign, and all the different stories that we've learned from John and Richard about the work that they did during the Raise the Arrow campaign. Right now, we're not asking for any financial support. We're just looking for basically some moral support for the trail. But in the coming years, if the trail's successful, we'd like to possibly work with the province and the municipalities to do some road signage, and that's the sign on the far left there that would work for Ontario tourism and things like that. We've already received some grant support from RTO9, which is Ontario Tourism, but that might be coming in the next year or so once we determine the success of the trail itself. And you'll see a little bit more branding. And then here, Megs from Avion, she's designed a few unique and tantalizing merch gear that might be available at some of the sites when we launch. And we're going to do that in probably July of next year, along with the Royal Canadian Air Force 100th anniversary. These are all the partners that are involved in the Arrow Trail that are already signed on. You'll see that it's quite a few folks that have made this possible. And there's a brief, our main logo. It's going to change a little bit like that, mostly to a roundel. And I'll just have up Kevin and Laura if you want to do a quick hello. Thank you very much for your time, folks.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Kevin?
There you go. I see I have 4 seconds left, so I won't. You've all received the prepared statement from the museum. So the National Air Force Museum has been a partner with on the Arrow Trail right from the beginning, from its inception. So we're proud to be a partner in this, and we'll be hopefully with your support be launching this as part of our one of our centennial events that will happen for next year's RCF centennial. So my statement is in your package. Please read that. I'm 30 seconds over.
Any questions anyone has with respect to the Arrow project? Anyone? Duncan? Councillor Armstrong?
Have you considered employing people like Sean Scally or Doug Knudsen to prepare a video about this history? Because they're well known in the...
Yeah, we'd certainly be open to that. So we've part of the grants that we've applied for, one of them is to create an accessible route for the trail. So that would be a video, it would include a video tour, hopefully with John and Richard participating, and that's so that it would be barrier free so everybody's able to enjoy it, whether geographically or if there's physical limitations. And we'd certainly be open to local partners for that. As I mentioned, for the branding, we've worked with a local designer for that. So whenever we're able to do that, we'd certainly be interested in doing that. Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Well, thank you very much, and good luck. And yes, I met some of the people this week by accident, but it's great. There's so much going on every day that's great in terms of the area, the history, and putting things together that we don't really know what's happening. But thank you. I appreciate it, and yes, work those grants. We love that. And if there's any left, let us know. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Public input now, please. Anyone on for public input, please? Come on up. Come on up, please. Thank you.
Good evening. Before I start, I just want to say that I was 5 years old and standing at Malton the day they rolled the Arrow out, and my dad worked there, and was a very proud moment 65 years ago. I'll never forget that. So I'll be supporting that.
That's good. A lot of things like that stick with you, right? Yeah.
I'll never get that visual out of my mind. It was a beautiful, beautiful plane.
Yeah.
Today I wish to appeal to you directly. I have returned from the funeral of 14-year-old Saren Lazaro this past weekend. It was a sea of people dressed in pink, weeping in unison. My grand twins received certificates of appreciation for heroic acts from Mayor Ellis in Belleville, and but they remain heartbroken with grief. At this point, I'd just like to thank Chief Whalen for being the first on site to support my granddaughter that night, and I'll never forget your kindness, sir. You saw her portrait. You acknowledged her as a real person, not a statistic. Our petition currently holds 2,334 and counting online folks, all expressing the same desire for a safe walkway. We have paper petitions in circulation as well. Will you agree that a sidewalk, temporary or not, is the solution to provide the safe walkway to prevent this from ever happening again? Will you honor Saren's sacrifice and make this her legacy in preventing future deaths? It's up to you. I came to you with a problem, then a solution. You are unanimous in your votes to keep a roof on the Y, a facility that keeps people healthy. How about a sidewalk and lighting to keep them alive? It's up to you. Show the world that there is no price on human life and that the city of Quinte West cares about its citizens. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyone else for public input? At this time, I'm going to ask that somebody make a motion that we direct Director Angelo to begin preparing the engineering and design for improvements to Second Dug Hill Road. Okay, moved by Councillor Elliott, seconded by Councillor Armstrong. All in favor? Carried, thank you. Okay. Okay, no one else for public input? That's good, thank you very much. And we'll continue on then to Corporate Services Committee, the staff report, Quinte West 23 to 257 by Josh Mashinsky, Manager Legislative Services, City Clerk, regarding Audit and Risk Advisory Committee matters for council consideration and approval be received. So I need a mover and a seconder for that one. Councillor O'Neill moves, seconded by Councillor Cart. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Carried, thank you. And next one is that Council approved the implementation of the proposed advisory actuarial analysis at a cost of $18,000 plus HST and traveling fees to be paid from the insurance reserves. A resolution that Council, sorry, that's it. That I need a mover and a seconder for that resolution. Councillor Quinte, Councillor Stidall. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Thank you. Carried. That Council approve the proposed 2024 risk management plan. That's need a mover and a seconder for that one, please.
I'll move it.
Please. Councillor Quinte moves, seconded by Councillor Elliott. Comments or questions? Anyone? Yeah. Councillor Sharp.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Mayor. I just thought this was a very detailed report and helping us with risk management and the policies. And I see here a very detailed task of participants and description and timeline. And I just wanted to comment that there's a portion that we would have some training as well with council. And I just thought that with our insurance costs and our risk providers, that this was a very good report and involves all the senior management and other staff, and just well done. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, the resolution, the council approved the 2023 investment policy statement as prepared as part of the annual review. Mover and a seconder for this one, please. Councillor Stedall, Councillor Armstrong. Comments or questions? All in favor? Thank you. Council approved the 2023 audit plan. Counselor O'Neill moves, seconded by, need a seconder, please. Counselor Stedall, I'm sorry. Counselor's card, wow, missed that one. All in favor? Thank you, thank you. And Planning and Development, that the minutes of the Planning Advisory Committee meeting held on November 16th be approved. Moved by Counselor Allier, second by Counselor Boyce. Comments or questions? Comments or questions? All in favor? Thank you. We have correspondence from Rhonda Bateman, CALO Trent Conservation, requesting a municipal representative for the Source Protection Committee. Am I reading that right, that they want a municipal representative and they're asking us, they're asking us to provide it? Really? Really? Why wouldn't they reach out themselves? I don't know. But anyways, we don't have one right at our fingertips, so City Clerk?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I think they're just looking for a nomination. They sent that package out to all the local municipalities, and it was my understanding that they would take any and all nominations, and then that committee would select from those nominations that were put forward.
Okay. So we just need a mover and a seconder, and that's it? That's all you're asking for?
Well, that's it. That's if council would like to nominate a member of council.
Okay.
It's up to council if they would like to put a name for it. You don't
Do we
have
have
to.
anyone on council who would like to be a member? That's my first question. Anybody? Anyone? Anyone? Going once, twice?
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor. Does it have to be a member of council?
Well, they're asking for a member of council.
Mr.
It just says municipal representative.
Yeah. I'd like to nominate Councillor McHugh. I'm sorry, I didn't
I
mean
know
to.
you're kidding.
I had to.
I know you're kidding. Thank you. If he was here, I would accept it, but no, not quite. Although he may be on a flight, and then we could ask him to use a parachute, but, yeah. Do we, okay, so let's just approve, if there's someone. Councilor Reid, you'll do it?
No, I was just going to say that it can't, when I read the article through and the invitation, it can't be a board member that's currently on the board.
Well, that makes
So
sense.
I can't help you out.
That makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but it is sensible. All right, well, we'll have to, all right, well, check it out. We'll discuss it at next council. Thank you. Thank you.
Can I just get a motion to receive, Mr. Mayor, and then if you do want to discuss it at the next meeting, just to table it?
Okay, all right. Need a motion to receive and table. I need a mover and a seconder for this one. Moved by Councillor Card, seconded by Councillor Elliott. Any further comments? Councillor Freeman, your hand is up.
I was trying to move it, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, well, I'll save it for another one. Thank you. Okay. All in favor then? Carried, thank you. And the next is correspondence from Jessica Coolin, Executive Director, Quinte West Youth Center, inviting a member of council from the city of Quinte West to join the board of directors for the Committee for Innovative Thinking for Youth in the city, who oversees the Quinte West Youth Center. So we got anybody who would like to, Councilor Armstrong? Great, we'll accept your
Make a motion for Councilor Armstrong.
Willingness and desire to be there. Councilor Elliott, you're moving it. I need a seconder. Councilor Freeman, so we're good. Got Councilor Elliott moved, Councilor Freeman second. Councilor Armstrong will be a member on the Youth City Board. Thank you very much. All in favor is what I need to know. Carried, thank you. Okay, proclamations. Council proclaimed January 2024 as National Alzheimer's Awareness Month in the city of, January as in the city of Quinte West. January. What happens to the other 11 months? We forget those? No. Councilor Boyce moved. Councilor Katsova seconds. And you know, this is very, I'm not making light of it. It's a very serious problem. It really is. And I don't know, I don't have the answer. I wished I did, but I know a number of people who are having major issues. So this is one that we really need to, and I'm not saying we don't. We do our best, but it's one we really need to carry out. Thank you. So all in favor, I guess that's what I need. Thank you very much. Carried. And the next resolution is that Quinte West, we are fortunate to have a variety of recreation and park systems providing countless recreational opportunities to residents and visitors from around the world. And whereas recreation enhances quality of life, balanced living, and lifelong learning helps people live healthier and longer, develops skills and positive self-image in children and youth, develops creativity and builds healthy bodies and positive lifestyles. And whereas recreational participants build family unity and social capital, strengthens volunteer and community development, enhances social interaction, creates community pride and vitality, and promotes sensitivity and understanding to cultural diversity. And whereas parks, open space, and trails provide active and passive outdoor recreation opportunities, help maintain clean air and water, and promotes stewardship of the natural environment. And wow. I've got to read it all. I think you're right. I think that's where it all goes. Yeah. But I agree with everything that's said there, and recreation gives you an opportunity to do so many things that you can do yourself and on your own time and learn about and carry on for life. So now therefore be it resolved that Ontario does hereby proclaim that June, which witnesses the opening of Ontario and serves as a significant gateway to family activities, has been designed or designated as Recreation and Parks Month, which will annually recognize and celebrate the benefits derived year-round from quality public and private recreation and parks resources at the local, regional, and provincial levels. Therefore, the City of Quinte West, in recognition of the benefits and values of recreation and parks, do hereby proclaim the month of June as Recreation and Parks Month. So we need a mover and a seconder for that, please. Councillor Boyce is one, Councillor Sharp is two. Thank you very much, and that means that Councillor O'Neill's boat doesn't go in the water until June, right? Or sooner. Thank you very much. All in favor? Thank you. That's yeah, right. Okay, we got correspondent printed information and non-printed. Mover and a seconder for this, please. Councillor Card moves, seconded by Councillor Freeman. You've got your hand up constantly, so I'm going to use it. Thank you very much. Any comments on this one? Anyone you want to pick out? Anything? Otherwise, all in favor? Thank you very much. That's both printed and non-printed. So I'd say I'm at, what's it called, new business or new other business? That's where I'm at. Okay.
Mr. Mayor?
Councillor Reid, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Further to Monday's discussions in the morning that we had, I'd like to propose a motion that staff be authorized to enter into an agreement with Lower Trent Conservation to accept the MOUs for 2024, since they are on a timeline for December 31st to tie up all their loose ends.
Okay.
And also,
I think that was the direction. I think that was the direction that Councillor Ellier and I heard on Monday.
Yes.
But and that's what we're prepared to take to tomorrow's meeting. But I think that after discussion with our city clerk, that staff need to be authorized to enter into it to meet Lower Trent Conservation's deadline.
Thought we had, but anyways.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor, if I can just give some background on that. So I believe in October, excuse me, when Quinte Conservation and Lower Trent came, we we authorized to enter into an agreement with Quinte Conservation, but the decision on Lower Trent was deferred until we could discuss the Category 3 items, which we did. We just forgot to pass the motion, excuse me, to allow the mayor and clerk to sign into the into agreement with the MOU, or for the MOU. So that's just, I guess, picking up the loose ends.
So what we're authorizing is for you and I to sign. Okay.
Yeah, and then we will bring back the bylaw in January, just for housekeeping or matters as we usually do.
Seconded by Councillor Elliott. Any other questions or comments?
I think that's a great idea.
All in favor? Thank you very much. Okay, so anything else under new motions or other business? Councillor O'Neill?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to thank you for moving the motion to get the road on Second Dog Hill done as soon as possible. I know we all want that. Thank you.
Well, we're getting the engineering.
And that will get us there as soon as possible is
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
thank you. Okay. It'll get us to where the issue is, and that's trying to find, anyways, you're right, we're on track. We're moving. Anything else under new business?
Just an announcement, Wednesday, December 30th, at 6 to 8 p.m., Bob Mitz from the Kin Club is conducting a pop-up food drive in the Fantasy of Lights. It's sort of a last ditch to get food for the food Care and Share Food Bank. And also Santa, Grinch, the elves, and all that will be there to sort of bring the park alive with characters. So just trying to invite the community down there to get pictures with the family and also to help a good cause. And I think some of the guys who put the thing together might be down there, so an opportunity to thank them for all the hard work they've done. If that's okay.
Who are they?
Paul Coveney.
Right.
Brad Graham.
Right.
Ross Livingston.
Right.
Dan Scott.
Right.
Bruce Patterson.
Right.
And Jim Whitney.
Jim Whitney.
That's right. That's Doug's brother.
That's Doug's great big brother.
Younger brother. The youngest of the brothers.
Anyways.
And Brad.
Well, young in age, you mean, or just young?
He's looking pretty good.
Okay, thank you very much. I agree with you. Yes, they've done a great job in the park here, Fraser Park, but Frankfurt's beautiful too. So, but yeah, we'll do one pothole at a time. Well, so that's great. No, thank you very much for all the work they did, and it's beautiful. And the work they did I think on Front Street with the trees and the lights and the leaves and the snowflakes is great as well. So, and it's busy downtown because, and I'm just one guy trying to find a place to park, and it's hard. It's difficult. And listen, I parked in the $1 million. I parked in the $1 million parking lot today.
Do we have $1 million parking lot?
Yes, we do.
It was a $2 million parking lot.
Well,
Not quite. Not quite.
1 million. Anyways, it worked. Thank you. And great. I'm glad to see people downtown. Go ahead, Councilor Pat.
Thank you, Your Worship. And I just had a couple of, wanted to shout out staff for their great work. I've been able to participate in some, but not all, but I've heard so many great things about the events that have been going on between the Holly Trolley Tour and the holiday market pop-ups. I guess they were pretty well attended despite the not great weather conditions for a couple of those days, but vendors apparently did quite well, and it was really well attended. The Holly Trolley was great. I know we've got the holiday home tour coming up, and DBIA is the horse-drawn wagon rides, but lots of great stuff going on. The downtown looks amazing with the fantasy lights and the snowflakes and the lighting. The Christmas decorations are just amazing. I have said a bunch of times now, but I also wanted to shout out our treasurer, director of finance, for winning the overall best float at the Santa Claus parade in Trenton. So yeah, deserves some credit for that. Had his kids there, and
was that a llama he had, or no,
ostrich?
a llama?
The ostrich farm. It was great. It was a
Big pigeon.
yeah.
Big oversized pigeons, I think, aren't they? Or?
Overall best float, very, very impressive. So I want to make sure he got his due for that, because I'm sure it took a lot of setup, a lot of work. So thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Councilor O'Neill, don't you have one more thing you've got to mention? You're taking money for it. No, not pickleball this time. What's Ken's,
You've caught me right off guard.
well, what's the game? What's the game that's being played?
Well, that's not till next year. You'll hear from me
Okay.
way before that.
Okay, all right, that's not till next year. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll forget about it till next year. All right, well, it's 5:15 and we have nothing else. Thank you very much. And
Mr. Mayor, we have the bylaws.
Jeez, you're bound to make me do this, aren't you? Okay, bylaws. Okay, bylaws be read first and second. Mover and a seconder for bylaws. Councillor Quinte moved, second by Councillor Boyce. Be read first, second, and third time, and Mayor authorized to sign. All in favor? Carried, thank you. Is there anything else that I can't? Confirmation. The confirmation is all I need, and you can pick two for that. Otherwise, it doesn't sound like we'll have to buy snow for Christmas. I think that's what we're gonna have to do is.
There's some over at the arena.
Don't even know where you can buy it, but maybe at the arena. So, but it doesn't look like snow at all to me. When I look ahead, it's going to be wet deal for Santa.
You can have
I just hope he doesn't land on my field.
That's perfect. We don't have to pay to remove it.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Merry
and
Christmas, everyone.
Enjoy every day
Happy New
because
Year.
they're precious. Thank you very much. Yes.
Merry Christmas.
They'll be here next
Happy
year
New
soon.
Year. Everybody drive carefully.
Does everybody want to say a few words to end it? I don't mind. Anybody have something else? Council- Yes.
I would like to say that if you are out partying, Red Nose is there to take you home, right? And if you take it on Friday, you're going to get an extra special team. Right, Mayor? Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
On the last trip to bed.